In the top stories, Prime Minister drew to discuss crime as a public health issue at regional engagement. Prime Minister Drew meets with national security top brass and explosion drill performed near hospital. The details on these stories and more after the break.
Whatever you've been putting off, do it today with a loan of up to $20,000 from Courts Ready Cash. No collateral needed, flexible payment terms, and fast approval. All you need is your ID, proof of address, job letter, payslip, and 2 references. Visit your nearest Courts or Ready Cash location today or apply online at Courts.com. Why wait? Get it done today at Courts Ready Cash. We are ready when you are. Conditions apply.
Mosoka, 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 mosoka.
Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Channel 5 newscast. I am Shaira Flanders. Nationally, Prime Minister Honorable Dr. Terence Drew will be away from the Federation to further discuss crime as a public health issue. Devon Cornelius tells us more.
Crime as a public health issue continues to be an area of focus for Caribbean law enforcement agencies and governments, including St. Kitts and Nevis. Prime Minister and Minister of National Security, the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, told reporters on Wednesday about his upcoming engagement on the matter with the Caribbean Public Health Agency, CARFA.
Tomorrow, I travel to CARFA. I travel to participate in a CARFA meeting that deals with crime from a public health perspective. I also discuss other ways because I want our citizens to know that we are dealing with this issue, but that we are making sure that our country remains strong and stable. And so I've also engaged our regional partners. As you know, I'm the chairman for the RSS.
Prime Minister Drew, who is also St. Kitts and Nevis's health minister, spoke to what crime as a public health issue means.
Let's look at it this way, and I can go into, for example, a model. A scientific model that we call how do you transmit a disease. Is violence also a disease? So you have what we call the triad, for example. Apart from the obvious reasons when people get shot, injured, and so forth, that's public health. You have to take them to a hospital, use a lot of resources, and so forth. The mental health issues that deal with violence is also a public health matter to a great extent. So let's say you have an agent. The agent is what causes the illness. For example, you have a virus that causes the flu. That's the agent. The agent in this case is violence. For an agent to work, it has to be in the right environment. So you catch the flu easier during the winter or the cold season because the respiratory system, the defenses are lessened, and the potency, we call it the virulence rather, of the agent, which means the aggressive nature of the virus, which is the agent, is increased. So with those two things, having the right environment and a stronger agent or a more aggressive agent, chances of getting the flu increases. And then you have to look at a susceptible person. So who is the susceptible? So you need 3 things for it to work.
He revealed that the government is ready to officially channel its focus on crime as a public health issue.
I want to say and announce today that we are ready now to launch our violence from public health. So we may not call it that, but that will be how we'll be dealing with it. I want to thank Dr. Isben Williams for really helping to champion this, not only in St. Kitts and Nevis. So we're going to now move to put that in place so that it can deal with the medium term and the long term and even the short term. Because no government alone can. If any government said they can do it, you laugh at them. any measure that they put in will be temporary and it will fail. And if it's not comprehensive, can make the situation worse.
Dr. Drew also used the opportunity to encourage our nation's youth to leave the life of crime.
Let me say that this government and me personally, we will work as hard as possible because every life is precious. Every life is precious. And we have to work to preserve every life. And so I want to encourage our young people, especially our young men, to not get involved in this type of criminal activities that lead to death and destruction and hospitalization and trauma. To choose positive ways and positive paths, to take advantage of the many opportunities here in St. Kitts and Nevis. I want you to know that your life matters. Your life matters to me, it matters to us. Your life is precious.
Prime Minister and Minister of National Security, the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, speaking on crime as a public health issue. Devon Cornelius, ZIZ News.
Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, Prime Minister and Minister of National Security in St. Kitts and Nevis, met with national security top brass on Tuesday, immediately upon his return to the Federation, according to the St. Kitts Nevis Information Service, or SKNIS. The meeting included James Sutton, Commissioner of Police of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force, Commander Lieutenant Colonel J. Anthony Comrie of the St. Kitts and Nevis Defense Force, or SKNDF, Honorable Garth Wilkin, Attorney General, and Glenroy Branchett, Acting Permanent Secretary. There was no mention of National Security Advisor Dr. Lionel Rollins in attendance. On the agenda was the current security landscape and strategic responses to the nation's crime situation, the reinforcement of the government's commitment to maintaining national safety and improving responses to criminal activities to combat crime. Prime Minister Drew is quoted as saying, "Upon my return, it was imperative to immediately assess our national security situation. My discussions with the relevant security bodies have reinforced our resolve to implement robust and dynamic strategies that address our current challenges head-on. The safety and security of our citizens remain our top priority, and we are committed to ensuring a peaceful and secure environment for all," end quote. The meeting highlighted ongoing and upcoming initiatives aimed at bolstering the capabilities of law enforcement agencies and improving the overall criminal justice system. Prime Minister Drew said that the government continues to seek the cooperation and support of the public as it strives to create safer communities through enhanced policies and efforts of national security forces. And in other news, a safety protocol and preparedness drill saw the Joseph N. France General Hospital in temporary darkness on Tuesday night. And according to the Ministry of Health in a press release, it was part of a controlled, planned simulation exercise aimed at testing for catastrophic failures. Quote, "This drill is an integral component of our ongoing commitment to ensure the safety and well-being of all patients under our care. The purpose of this exercise was to assess and enhance our hospital's response capabilities in the event of an actual emergency," end quote. The ministry said the decision to not disseminate information prior was to simulate a real-life situation. "We understand that the undisclosed nature of the exercise may have caused our patients and their family to raise their levels of concerns. However, this was the intended outcome as it was crucial to maintaining the illusion of an actual emergency of this level. The closer this simulation is to real-world conditions, helps us to ensure that patient care remains uncompromised and that our staff is equipped to handle any situation with the highest level of professionalism and efficiency," end quote. The ministry thanked the public for their understanding and support and regretted any inconvenience caused. Meanwhile, the St. Kitts Electricity Company, or Skillex, said that a drill at its Buckley's indoor substation on Keon Street was part of its commitment to enhancing safety protocols and preparedness. The drill simulated an explosion scenario and was aimed at testing the preparedness and coordination of first responders. The drill was meticulously planned and executed by Skillex Safety Week Committee in collaboration with the Fire and Rescue Services. Clement Williams, the general manager, said, "At Skillex, safety is our top priority. Conducting drills like these not only ensures that our teams are well prepared to handle emergencies, but also underscores our dedication to protecting the well-being of our employees and the community at large," end quote. Claricia Langley-Stevens, Safety and Security Manager of Skillex, also emphasized the significance of proactive measures and partnerships, saying, quote, "By regularly testing our response capabilities and fostering partnerships with external stakeholders like Seoul Gas Station, the JNF Hospital, Fire and Rescue Services, we can better safeguard our operations and minimize risks to our personnel and the public," end of quote. And after the break, Calvin Powell murder trial halted and DPP appeals to witnesses to give information. Stay with us.
Get ready for April Tools Month at Hunsford's Building and Nevis Centers. We're slashing prices on tools all month long. For the entire month of April, enjoy a fantastic 25% off on all tools store-wide. From power drills to handsaws, wrench sets to tape measures, we've got everything you need to tackle your home improvement projects with ease. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to stock up on high-quality tools at unbeatable prices. Visit Hunsford's Building Center and Nevis Centers today and take advantage of April Tools Month. Transform your projects from maybe someday to done today. Hunsford's Building and Nevis Centers, your trusted partners in home improvement. Hurry in while supplies last. Offer valid for the entire month of April. See stores for details.
Can I get a wow? It's the sound you'll make when you get out loan. From a place you once knew to a dream home come true. Wow, for a home like new. Wow, it's the effect you'll get when you upgrade your home.
Upgrade, improve, enhance your home with National Bank's Wow Mortgage. For the effect you'll get when you upgrade your home. Lowest interest rate guaranteed and the most favorable terms.
It's Wow Mortgage. Can I get a wow?
We've been working to bring you our most reliable internet ever.
And today, we are very excited to offer gig speed on Flo's fiber-powered network.
The best entertainment experience in St. Kitts and Nevis.
And plans that give you everything you need.
It's a new Flo, and it's all inspired.
And it's all inspired.
And it's all inspired.
And it's all inspired by you.
Health-wise on ZIZ TV, Mondays at 8:30 p.m. Hosted by Dr. Malik Lescott, Dr. Jolette Woodley, and Dr. Latrice Lawrence.
Thank you for staying with us. The murder trial of Javrel Alford, who was stabbed during the Sugar Mass Juve morning jam in 2022, has come to a premature close. His accused murderer is Calvin Powell. In a press release issued on Tuesday night, Director of Public Prosecutions Adlai Smith told of the circumstances that led to the recently convened trial. The DPP said a, quote, null prosque Latin for not wishing to prosecute, was entered into the case of DPP versus Calvin Powell, who then 18 years old was charged with the murder of Alford, who was 21. The trial commenced on April 17th and continued through April 18th, where the prosecution was examining its first and key witness. According to the DPP, during the examination of the witness, he became hostile and the prosecution was permitted to cross-examine him. The cross-examination was then set to continue on Monday, April 22nd. However, on Saturday, April 19th, new information came to the attention of the prosecution from another potential witness. Upon further investigation, it was revealed that the lead investigator in the matter had taken notes during an interaction with this witness, but a formal statement was not obtained. The DPP said that the notes taken during that interaction cannot be found. The investigator cannot recall the details of the witness's statements, nor could he assist with the identity of the potential witness. The DPP said further, quote, "The prosecution has a fundamental duty to ensure a fair trial for both the accused and the Federation. This includes the disclosure of all relevant information in the possession of the state which helps the defense or undermines the prosecution's case. Given the missing witness notes and the investigator's inability to recall the information, the prosecution cannot fulfill this obligation. While the prosecution believes it could potentially secure a conviction if allowed to continue, the inability to disclose this potential new information raises significant concerns about the likelihood of that conviction being overturned on appeal. The Court of Appeal would never accept the excuse that the notes have been lost, especially where they could potentially be beneficial to Powell. The fact that the notes cannot be found cannot redound to his detriment. Consequently, in the interest of justice and due process, the prosecution cannot proceed in this manner." End of quote. The charges against Powell have therefore been dropped, but the case can be reopened if further investigation yields new evidence that strengthens the prosecution's case. On December 26, 2022, Javrell Alford of St. Paul's was fatally wounded during the street jam on 4th Street. The incident occurred sometime about 10 a.m. and he was rushed to the JNF General Hospital by officers using a police vehicle. He succumbed to his injury sometime later. An autopsy was done on December 30th, 2022 by resident pathologist Dr. Adrian Nunes, who concluded that death was due to hypovolemic shock as a result of a single stab wound to the abdomen. Powell, who is from Station Street, Old Road, was arrested on January 15th, 2023. And in other news, Director of Public Prosecutions Adlai Smith is appealing to persons with information who can be potential witnesses, especially in heinous crimes. In a separate press release issued on Tuesday, the DPP said, quote, "Given the current spate of murders in the Federation, it would be remiss of the DPP not to acknowledge the significant challenges the office faces in prosecuting murder and other serious cases. Uncooperative witnesses pose a major hurdle in bringing alleged perpetrators to justice." End quote. He spoke of the effect this challenge presents, saying, quote, "Witnesses who refuse to give evidence, particularly in serious crimes like murder, create a climate of impunity whereby people will kill at will, at any place, at any time, with no regard for the safety of the public. Such a state of affairs does not bode well against the backdrop of there having already been 11 murders for the year. The ramifications of uncooperative witnesses, especially in a small federation like St. Kitts and Nevis, are profound." End quote. Continuing with the seriousness of the situation, he said, "Criminals have become emboldened by the knowledge that investigations and prosecutions are hampered by a lack of cooperation. If this trend remains unimpeded, ultimately many murder prosecutions may fail or have to be withdrawn in the future, with the state possibly having to dole out significant sums consequent upon lawsuits brought by aggrieved accused. This has far-reaching implications for the tourism product and possibly the Federation's Citizenship by Investment program as a result of the further threat to national security, end quote. He strongly urged the public to assist, stating, quote, "Come forward and cooperate with prosecutions and investigations. It is only through a collaborative effort can we ensure safety and justice for all," end quote. He assures that persons who prefer to communicate directly with him, such a meeting can be arranged with the office, and options in witness protection or similar measures to make a witness comfortable with will be discussed. And in other news, in an effort to enhance accessibility and practice environmental responsibility, the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Marine Resources, St. Kitts, will once again implement a shuttle service to patrons at the 29th edition of the Agriculture Open Day on Thursday and Friday. In a post shared via its Facebook page, the ministry was quoted as saying, "We are breaking down barriers to access for individuals who may face transportation challenges. This initiative ensures that all members of the community, regardless of their disability or means of transportation, have the opportunity to participate in the upcoming agricultural fair." The post also stated, quote, "By encouraging attendees to utilize shared transportation options rather than driving individual vehicles to reduce carbon emissions and alleviate traffic congestion, the strategic move is an environmentally conscious approach which, coming off the heels of World Earth Day, reflects the ministry's dedication to fostering a greener future and promoting eco-friendly behaviors within the agricultural community." End of quote. The shuttle service will transport staff as well as visitors from Shoreline Plaza on the Bay Road every hour starting from 10 a.m. on both days. The shuttle will then proceed to the designated Royal Bastia Valley National Park along the Kim Collins Highway, where the agricultural fair is being held. This year's Agriculture Open Day will be held under the theme, Securing Our Future Through Sustainable Agriculture by 2025 and beyond. And coming up in regional news, St. Lucia's government senator counters opposition response to citizenship program ranking. The details when we come back.
Here are your horse for Value Mart IGA special.
Rolling April 18 to May 1st.
Now our Value Club Blue Tag specials. Longest juices, just $11.99. Campbell soups, $8.99.